Welcome back, everybody, to Stardew Valley here on Fantasy Farm. As you can see, things have been moved around. So I will work with this in a little bit because we've got stuff to do today as we are officially into Summer of Year 2. Spirits are feeling neutral. Our bonus today is luck. We've got our coffee. So let's see what damage we can cause. Alright, first and foremost, I'm going to be needing all of this stuff pretty shortly, because obviously the focus today should be getting our crops built. But first, we've got mail. Pick this recipe up overseas. Enjoy. Want to see. Thanks for making me feel welcome. New cooking recipe, super meal. Thank you, Kent. Put that away. Swing this on over here, and we're going to go ahead and get started with the cleanup. I do want to show routine today, since it is the start of a new season. You guys know how this whole routine works with clearing out the old in order to make way for the new. But I still want to show it, just so you can get an idea of exactly what I'm doing. As for seeds, like I said, this is going to be pretty similar to how spring works. I'm going to buy a little bit of everything, sure, but predominantly I'm going to be focusing on both starfruit and blueberries. Depending on who you ask, it is kind of a mixed bag on which is better, quote-unquote, between the two. I think, personally, either is fine. It just depends on what you, the player, want to do. But either is a totally acceptable answer, in my opinion. So, it is your call. I think, overall, technically, if you're going by strictly profits, the blueberries are overall better if you get them planted faster. If you don't get them planted faster, then the starfruit are better. So that said, you might want to use potentially speed grow, but you could obviously also use the quality fertilizer and improve the crops themselves in terms of quality that way. So pretty much as long as you're paying attention to what you're doing, I don't really think there's a wrong answer there between the two. And I will be using, of course, the mixed seeds that I picked up as well, the mixed flower seeds. So we're not going for ideal here. We're going for using what we've got and making a decent amount of profit regardless. So let's get all of this cleared out so we can say goodbye to our strawberries. We will not be seeing them for quite a while unless I decide to plant some strawberry seeds in the greenhouse, which is possible. I don't think that's what I would put in there if I were to pick from every possible seed that we could do, but I don't know. We'll figure that out at a later date. For now, I just want to get focusing on this, and we'll do what we can. Oh, that's a sprinkler. I was like, is there a campfire there? I don't know why my brain was thinking there was a campfire. Missed a piece right there. Yeah, again, our first day is probably going to be mostly this. I don't think I'm going to be going for making the additional fertilizer. We'll use what we have, of course, but I don't think I'm going to make any extra, simply due to wanting to save it for fall, and also because, you know, our resources for sap and whatnot are going to be more limited. I know I keep throwing them away while I'm in the mines, and people are like, well, if you're going to do that, like, you should throw away something else, save it. But honestly, of all the things you could throw away, you could do a lot worse than throwing away sap. There's definitely more useful items that I've kept in favor of sap, and while having the quality go higher is nice, it's not the end of the world if we get a silver instead of a gold. It's just not that big of a deal. Alright, let's take a look in here. These are done, and we've got two more. I think that means, yes, we have all the ancient fruit necessary in order to do a nice quick sweep here. All the ancient fruit necessary in order to get that particular part of the final bundle done. Of course, that doesn't mean we're going to stop growing them by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm going to grab this, whack it down right there. I don't think there's anything else I really need to put in here. I'll come back for the quality ancient seeds. And it has been on my mind thinking about also getting the caviar ready as well, so I have not forgotten about this. This is something I do want to do some fishing in order to get sturgeon and stuff. It just probably won't happen today because of all the farming, you know. It's kind of want to get a head start on that where I can do the fishing pretty much any day, so it's not as big of a deal. Alright, let's quickly toss all of this in here. Potatoes as well. We'll hang on to those individual little pieces there. Put this back up. As for that golden animal cracker, I think I'm just going to keep it simple. We will give it to our cow. It is one that gives a daily product, so we might as well do that. Let's quickly knock this out here. It is possible, absolutely, we could make more of the cheese makers. Which is something I've been considering doing. We also need to get tappers on those trees to start getting more of the... oh, whatever they are. The oak resin. There we go. The oak resin, so that we can continue to get the kegs ready for their eventual work in this. I guess I'll just go ahead and sell the duck eggs, sure. Put all that up, and let's take a look at our farm computer. How many spaces do we have? 564 spaces, alright. I think I'll focus on the starfruit and blueberries first, and then, well, no, I don't know. I was gonna say, like, what order do I buy things? I'm gonna grab the stuff from here first. We'll probably do like 200 and 200 for the starfruit and blueberries, respectively. And then after that, we can, of course, fill in the rest. I'm actually gonna write that down real quick. Just so I've got it right there. I don't have to try and remember. So yes, these are very expensive seeds, but the payout on them is extremely good, so... Actually, I think I'm going to go with 150, just so I keep my number up pretty high, because most seeds that you buy are not 400 a hit, as you can tell. I don't want to spend too much time farting around out here, just because... got another shop to get. So yeah, we'll probably take a pretty big hit in our finance here, starting out. But that's normal, and we will get it back. But yeah, I'm feeling quietly confident with 150, I think. And I might intentionally go low on the other bits just because of the summer squash and mixed seeds and mixed flower seeds. I will have some extra amount to work with. Yeah, see, the blueberries are only 80 by comparison to 400. That's a little different. So let's go with the 200 I set on that. So looking at this 564, so that's 364. And then this would be 214. Melons are a good option here, so we're going to go with a fair bit of these. Oh, that's why it's not working. There we go. So see, 214, that's 164. That's 144. That's 124. I don't really feel like we need wheat that much, but 104. 184. And I wouldn't really recommend the hops or spangles unless you need them for some sort of quest or something. That was one... I already forgot what I said now. Oh, well. Corn will work for summer and fall, so I'm okay with getting a fair bit of this. Red cabbages, these are pretty good, honestly. These are available now in year 2, so if you didn't pick one up from the traveling merchant and you still need this for the community center, this is where you would be able to get it freely now. I'll grab like 30 of these, I think. There's not really anything else I want to pick up here, I don't think. So we'll see how this does. If I've got more spaces between all of that and the mixed seeds, the, you know, all the other stuff like that, then I will adjust accordingly. But for now, we'll just get these planted and go from there, I think. Alright, let's see, how are we doing on this? Do have some retaining soil, but that's useless because I'm using sprinklers. We could plant the coffee beans as well. I don't really see a reason we shouldn't, so I'll do that as well. So we'll grab the extra bits we've got for that, and see what happens. Do I have any more? Yeah, just the basic fertilizer. Alright. I'll probably be putting the blueberries here because of the speed grow, because would like more rounds of those, as it were. Alright. Let's get these going. So hopefully everybody is doing well. Today is the 19th of July, 2025. Again, by the time this goes up, it will be well past July, August, and September at this point. We'll be into October, I would wager. But hopefully all is going well. Hopefully the weather has cooled down a little bit, but not gotten so cold it's miserable, I hope. I always hope for a, wouldn't say warm winter, but a warmer winter. I'm not a fan of it falling below freezing. If I liked it super cold, I would live farther up north, and I already live pretty far down south, so yeah, it's pretty obvious I'm trying to avoid that. What to put here? I guess we could put the hops here. That way they're not super in the way or anything. So I'm decently comfortable with that, and then we'll put the last one here. We will end up using those for pale ales, that's why I've been putting them where I have. So let's move some stuff up here. Starfruit's the one I want to do next. The seeds for this one always look particularly weird. I don't know. They look like mushrooms growing out of the ground or something. My brain just instinctively thinks something about those looks wrong. But I also think mushrooms are pretty gross. I don't know if anybody else read A Series of Unfortunate Events. Before it got turned into the first movie, and then before it got turned into the series, it was a book series. I know that might be kind of hard to imagine, but it's true. And one of the much later books, I think it was number 10 of 13, I do believe. Might have been 11, but I'm pretty sure it's 10. It's been a while since I've read them, of course. There's an area that they go to in that book that's got some very dangerous mushrooms that if you're exposed to them in any capacity, basically what happens is it starts to close up your throat and basically grow over your airways so that you can't breathe. And while I don't have a fear that mushrooms are going to do that, it's always in the back of your head of like, oh yeah, to be fair, if that were something that could happen with those particular mushrooms, that would be extremely unpleasant. Like, no one would want that at all. It appears I might have bought too many seeds here. So I'm kind of going with what would be the most profitable here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Alright, well, the peppers, because they regrow. And then from here... These work also in fall, so I'm going to skip on those. Let's do the coffee beans. Once the melons are done, of course, we'll be able to tag those out. Same with the starfruit. So, that will do for now. I want to make sure I didn't, like, miss any huge chunks or anything, did I? Nope, I did not. Okay, cool. Makes me feel better knowing I didn't, like, just miss a huge section there. Alright, so we'll leave those all down there, and we'll see how things turn out, basically. I should have bought some... Oh, no, because these aren't... these are forageable grapes. The other grapes are over here. Also, I did have more fertilizer, so... Oops. Oh, well. It's not that big a deal. We can always save it for a later date. We'll toss the coconut in there. Why not? Alright, I don't think we can get to Kent in time, but we can get to the dwarf, so I will bring him a gemstone, I suppose. I did also say I wanted to work on building some tappers. That ought to be plenty, I think, for now. But I'm also going to go ahead and drop those off over at the quarry. Get some of those planted on there to help increase that production speed. Oh, they're over here. I was about to say if I could find them. And it's a little bit over here, but we'll plant that one as well. That'll work. Ooh, one of these. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go to the mines. Let's say that's not too far away, but it's enough to where I could just take the shortcut. Here you are. Let's see if there's anything... Yeah, didn't expect there to be too terribly important of anything in there. That was a great sentence that I just made. Alright, so that takes care of that. Oh, and the iridium is done, so that's good. I think I'm actually going to make more copper, A, because I just used up a bunch, and B, because I can also come and swap that out one more time before the day ends. I can't gift Kent because it's too late in the day. He is already probably gone to bed, I would wager. On the fishing side of things, pretty much everything that I need to catch is already gone for the day, so can't really do that either. There's nothing I can do right here. I do need to get to Robin, but she's going to be closed tomorrow, because of course she is. One thing we could do is we could check in town, because we don't really need to do the monster slaying quests either, because the mummies, the Rexes, and the serpents, which I think we did the serpents, I actually don't remember. I might double check that. They all appear in Skull Cavern, which I actually could reach now that I got the warp totem, but it's so late in the day that it's not really worth it. The warp totem is better off spent early in the day, basically once you, or before Pam gets to the, ooh, we could do this. And I don't want to do that one, so. But yeah, you would do it before Pam gets to the bus to get more time, not so you can show up later after she's already left. So yes, we'll do Robin's project. I have an idea for a new style of bed, but I need 80 hardwood to make it happen. Can anyone help? Indeed we can. I'll go and grab my axe, and we'll get right on that. Speaking of things that I need to get on top of... Oh! I was not expecting an event, but okay. I was coming here to get the coffee. That's a very sad song you've picked, Clint. Hello, Delta. Care to join me? I guess, sure. Let me go ahead and just tell you what's on my mind. I have terrible luck with women, Delta. I'm a nice guy if you get to know me, I swear. Yeah, nice guys wouldn't actually say that, but sure. Girls all seem to like you, Delta. Got any tips? Impress women with your strength and charm, act crazy just to keep people guessing, try to act natural, be yourself, treat women the same as men. This is true, but I feel like he would take this the wrong way. I think he would be like, oh, I need to bro down with them. Act crazy does not seem like it would help. And impress women with your strength and charm doesn't help. This is probably the more... This is also true. I don't know how well it would work. I don't think there's a good answer for him specifically. But yes, being yourself and obviously treating women equal would be the IRL correct answer. It's the problem. I do act natural, but I never have any success. Here comes Emily. Hi, Clint. What can I get for you tonight? Yes. I mean, I'll have the big and cheesy with extra sauce, please. Hi, Delta. Hey, Emily. How's it going? Thanks, Emily, for taking my order. Emily, I was wondering... Yeah, Clint? Never mind. Hi, Shane. Here's your beverage. Thanks, Emily. So, how's your shift coming along? It's fine. Thanks for asking, Shane. Do you have any new chicken stories for me? Yeah, see, just, like, literally just talk to them like a normal person. Like, this is... I don't know how it baffles so many people, but I mean, I guess I used to be chronically shy in that regard as well. We got super meal. But to me, it is just a simple case of, like, yeah, just, like, I do that with the vendors at conventions, and it baffles people. I'm like, yeah, just, like, you don't have to talk business with them, like, provided that you're not slowing business down. But, you know, if, like, they don't have anything else going on, just, like, ask them how the convention's going, ask them how they're doing, like, the same as you would when you, like, go to see family, of, like, hey, how are things? Like, even somebody who's still very much introverted, like myself. It's just like, oh yeah, just, you know, like, it's just a simple, like, hey, how you doing? You know, if they say they're busy, then they're busy, and you just leave them alone. But if they're not, then you might as well, you know, you might make a new friend, might find out something interesting. I found out a fair few interesting things about the vendors when I went to the UK, which was that one of them is actually... they live in Texas as well as I do. They don't live in the same part of Texas, but it's, you know, still funny that both of us went overseas and then found somebody from the same state just by sheer coincidence. So you never know, you know? It's having the group of friends that I do now is just by me, like, casually being like, hey, how's this person doing? And they... Even though I don't tell that story a bunch, they still do, of how they were at the VRCon back in I guess this was 2023, and they got ditched by the person that was with them, and they were about to hop off of VR and just be like, you know what, screw it, forget it. And they had mentioned they'd been to Texas before while I was in that group, and they were idly chatting, and I was like, oh, so you've been to Texas before? That's interesting, because I actually live here. Like, where in Texas specifically? What did you go do? And now they're one of my closest friends. And that line of communication can definitely open doors. And it's not always the, like, oh, open doors of, like, oh, this is how you promote your business or whatever. No, just, like, that's how you make connections, period. Alright, so as we head back, obviously if you do this project of getting the hardwood, if you don't have the forest farm, you obviously don't get the hardwood stumps over there. So you will need to be pretty diligent about going to the secret forest every single day to collect those. And then once you've obviously collected them all, you just keep doing that till you hit 80. So you'll get it done faster if you've got the forest farm, but it's not impossible, obviously, if you don't. Just means it'll be a little bit quicker for me personally. Let's do one more of that, since these will get done through the night. So pop that in there, pop that in there. I'll hang on to the hardwood so that I remember it. And I do believe, unless... Nope, the jellies are not done yet, which is fine. That we will go ahead... Ooh, wait, I put that in the wrong chest. There we go. We'll go ahead and call it a night. Well, that gives us another thing that I can get done, so that's good. And we made a little bit of money back between all of our various pieces here, and also the truffles doing their work. So yeah, even with 2 pigs, and that's provided you don't get the double harvest. You're getting, you know, 2,500 from that. Potentially 5,000 if they both give you double harvest. The spirits are in good humor. We've got the Blessing of Fangs, which unfortunately for us does not really mean anything too terribly helpful, but oh well. And we've also got mail. Delta, I made you a little treat this morning in the saloon. Dig in, Gus. Oh my god, Gus, you're too nice to me. A bean hot pot. It sure is healthy. It is a pot, and also it is hot. Any food stuff I also need to throw on there? Yeah, I guess these. We'll toss that in. So yeah, I will go ahead and put all of these up into our storage up here. Also, I do need to move this. Let's just put it here. Just kind of moving things around here a little bit so we get more space, you know. We'll keep the tree there, but yeah, now it's a little bit more open. I do plan on using that space. Like I said, one day I'll just find a good time for decoration, and as we also pick up more of those, like, hey, this is the catalog where you can pull anything from, we'll just have more options as a whole rather than me having to buy stuff individually. So it's a kind of a little bit of a wait and see. Also, I didn't mean to close that. I will reopen it shortly. But for now, I'm going to do the routine, and I will meet you guys when that is all done. Alright, here's what we're looking at. Pretty basic right here. It is worth noting that the fruit trees on the right side of the greenhouse have started to grow, and so they're going to start producing crops as well, so I did want to point that out. From here, of course, the first thing to do is go chop down the hardwood that's in the secret woods. I did grab what was over in my farm already, so that's why I'm at 44 now instead of 28. So this will be a pretty easy one to do, obviously, with the forest farm. This should be done probably by the 3rd in-game. Drop our horse off right here and grab these. I don't really care if the slimes hit me as long as they don't slow me down. Put us at 56. Yeah, it might take 4 days, actually, but again, that's not a super big deal. We'll be okay on that front. Other things I want to do is, obviously, I would love to be able to get the fish pond from Robin, but that's not really an option, unfortunately. So, I think what we're going to do instead is we're going to, instead of worrying about the fish pond, we're going to do fishing instead. That'll give us some more helpful stuff. Let's drop these off. I do want to get these mystery boxes open, so I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. But for now, I'm going to drop these off as I don't really need them. Grab the iridium rod. I guess the iridium pan, too, just on the small off chance that something happens. And we also do have a legendary fish available, which means I'm going to try to make an attempt for that as well. But first, let's see what we can do with these mystery boxes. I don't know if that counts towards our total for collecting hardwood, actually. That 10 that we just got. It would be nice if it did. Let's find out. It does. I mean, it just says gather it. It doesn't say how to gather it, so yeah, that does work. Okay, cool. So yeah, I guess we will, because that 10 is definitely going to push us over by tomorrow. So yeah, we will have enough. Also, as obviously with a new season, there are the new forageables are back. The sweet pea, the grape, and the thing I'm going to toss in here. I'll put the life elixirs in there too. The broken CD. But yes, the sweet pea, the grape, and what is the other one? Sweet pea, grape. Why can I not see it in here? Unless I've thrown them all out. Oh, the spice berry. There we go. I don't really care about the spice berries or the sweet peas, but I will pick up the grapes if I see them because they do have a use, and it's not just a loved gift for Vincent, but we could use them for other things in the future. As you probably remember talking about the Junimos liking raisins. So if you do find grapes, you can put those in the dehydrator. You can, of course, grow them in fall or any season in the greenhouse. Is another option, but I'm not too particularly worried about that. Right. Let's go ahead and catch ourselves... Oh, wait, before we do that. Grab that curiosity lure. Also, this is the wrong fishing rod. Because I'm a dummy and have the advanced one and I have not been using it. That's what I want. They're organized, again, by name, so obviously the advanced with an A is going to be at the start. There we go. So yeah, I do want to start with the legendary fish. That's the one I'm going to try to grab first. And the legendary fish for the summer is down at the ocean. It's on the pier, but it's on the pier that we don't normally fish off of. It's the one on the right, so if for whatever reason at this point you still do not have the bridge repaired with 300 wood to get across, you will need to do that. I don't know how you wouldn't have that done by this point. But it is possible, I suppose. I'm just gonna ignore the collectibles and stuff here. Let's see if we can't get ourselves another legendary fish. And I think that will just leave us with one, which is the fall legendary fish. I think that's the only one we got left. There's one for each season, and then there is... This is not what I'm looking for, but I'll try to catch it anyway. And then the mutant carp, which is available in any season in the sewers. And those are the 5. Oh, this must be the, like, crazy, like, the cucumber thing that pops up. Or no, pufferfish, rather. That shows up from, like, noon to 4 or whatever it is. Come on, I just want to get this thing caught. Thank you. Yep, sure enough. Yeah, those are not really worth a lot. If I get another one of those, I might just let it go, honestly, because that's a lot of work for not that much payout, but also time is frozen. If it was multiplayer... So I might as well try. If it was multiplayer, I'd say, yeah, just, like, let him drop, honestly. But since it's single player, yeah, I guess we can go ahead and make an attempt at it. Maybe with any luck, we'll actually get a fishing treasure chest that has that artifact that I've been looking for that I still can't seem to locate. If we do get really low on things to do, I might take a quick research check and see, like, okay, what are the spots to find this? Is there any other way to find it besides dogs? Yes, we do love dogs. We love dogs and the noises that they make, and that they constantly make. Is there any way to find these besides artifact spots? Because I was able to get away with that with some of the artifact troves, but these I might have to get the, like, specific... foraging mastery thing and say, like, hey, I need to make artifact rings in this area and try to find it that way. I do appreciate that they give you those options, though. There is a way to still, I wouldn't say guarantee it, but increase the odds at the very least, because otherwise you'd just be sitting there of like, okay, any day now this is going to pop up, any day. At some point we'll end up getting this piece of chipped pottery or whatever you're looking for in particular. I wonder if I'm casting too far. Part of me is wondering. Might do a quick bit of research after this catch right here and see, just be absolutely sure that I am in the right spot to catch this. I'm pretty sure I am, but it would not hurt to be absolutely sure. Alright, I'm going to do that check real quick. Alright, we are back. Yeah, I might actually be casting too far, so I'm not going to do a full cast here, I don't think. I think I am actually overshooting it. I'm going to try to be a little bit more careful here. It is any time of day, any weather, so that part I don't need to worry about. I'm good there. Which does help. That means that I don't have as strict of a limit as I do compared to some of these other ones I need to pick up. I'll take that, sure. Let's try something like that. I probably could have stood to catch or throw that a little bit farther, but that's alright. I do want the treasure chest. I'm gonna want to try to get that artifact. Hey, there it is, the dinosaur egg. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Now, that said, if you get this, do not donate the first one you get to the museum. Don't do it. This is one of those items you shouldn't donate. you should hang on to it. And the reason why is you can actually make a dinosaur, like straight up. You can put this into the incubator, like how we did with the void egg, and you can get a dinosaur from that, and the dinosaur will give you more dinosaur eggs. So then you can obviously just give one of the new dinosaur eggs to the museum owner. Oh, that's good. I'm glad that we finally got that. We don't have it donated yet, but we're definitely for sure on the way to getting that, which is something I'm very, very happy with. So that only leaves us with 2 things left to donate to the museum. We're almost there. We are so close. I have completed the museum collection one other time, but only one other time, so it's not something I very frequently do. So this is exciting to have it off of my, my checklist again. I'm starting to wonder if the curiosity lure is actually working against me. Ah, there we go. I was going to say, if it's working against me, then, oh yeah, I definitely just lost him there. That was my own fault. I was busy hearing the battery low sound from my headphones. Okay, quickly switch that over here. Right, there we go. Get a little bit more luck. I don't think we have a lot of sea jellies. I do appreciate those, but I don't know what other crafting they're used for other than what we've already built with them, so that might just be something that stays in storage. Not really sure. Yeah, if I do hook that legendary fish again, which hopefully, theoretically, I've got enough time to do that, then if they have a chest or even a gold chest appear, I might ignore it. Not just because I've already fished up the dinosaur egg, but just, like, the focus probably should stay on the legendary fish. That would be the one time I would say, yeah, don't really bother with getting the treasure chest inside of that. Normally, for every other reason, you should, unless you specifically need a gold star iridium quality fish. But otherwise, no, you get more experience out of gaining the treasure chest. You would potentially get a really good item out of the treasure chest. Oh my god. Might have to actually be quiet and focus here. Nope, lost him again. Alright. Hopefully he will come back. Yeah, I don't know if that curiosity lure is helping or making it worse, honestly. I don't think the tackle itself is done yet, but now the pufferfish is come and gone because it's past 4 o'clock, so I don't have to worry about hooking any of those anymore. Because I really didn't want to have to deal with them, so I'm okay with them not showing up anymore. And theoretically, we should be getting stuff pretty quickly, as we've got the bait and also the spinning lure to increase bite rates. I don't think I had mentioned it before, but this probably goes without saying. Having anything that can increase the speed at which the fish bite. I have to be quiet here. Good God, that's ridiculous. That's easily the craziest it's gone thus far with any of the legendary fish. But if you're doing the multiplayer derbies, either the Trout Derby or Squid Fest, either one, increasing the bite rate is going to be something extremely important as, again, time continues to pass while you're actually physically trying to reel a fish in, or squid in, as it is. So you will want that extra time to be as far removed as possible. Fishing tackle's worn out. I'm assuming that's the curiosity lure. Dude, come on now. It has to be doable. You have to make it, like, possible for me to catch it. Okay, that was actually inside the bar. I could see it inside the bar when it was like, oh, it's not in the bar anymore, you ran out. You could actually physically see the whole fish inside of the bar. Nice try, man. I can at least see. Just because I can't react that fast doesn't mean I can't see. This might be a super cucumber. It's bouncing around a little bit more than anything else it has been. other than the legendary fish. Yep, sure enough. I think they start popping up around 6 or so. Come on, give me another crack at that legendary fish. A fair crack, mind you. I would like a fair crack. One that I, actually have a chance to catch it. Now you can see why, though, I said one of the better bobbers for catching them is the... Oh, hey, when they're not inside of your bar, the meter doesn't drop as quickly because they like to get out of that bar immediately, basically. What do we got? Another one of those. Okay, cool. Oh, nice. We can put 2 of the same on here. I thought you couldn't do that, but I guess you can. But that second one's about to run out anyway, so... Again, I could actually physically see that inside the bar. Nice try. Like, if you're gonna outdo me, then, like, outdo me fairly, at least. You've already proven you can. It's like managing to beat somebody in a best-of-5 Smash tournament. You beat them in the first round, and, like, you beat them pretty fairly and pretty easily, and be like, alright, now we're gonna do the same thing again, except we're just gonna cheat in order to win. It's like, you don't need to. You already proved you could without doing it. No, I ate the seaweed to get some energy back, not because I wanted more of it. No, I don't want more seaweed. I'm good. I'll pass. I don't need it. I want that legendary fish. I have to come back here anyway to get the octopus. And the octopus is already gone, because I believe... I don't remember what time it leaves, but it's definitely before 8. I think it's 7. Either way, the point still stands that it's not accessible anymore. And that was why I didn't catch it on day 1, is because it's one of those, oh, it leaves decently early in the day. And because of all of the planting crops, I knew we either were going to get very little time to catch it, or no time at all to catch it, so it wasn't really worth the sacrificing the crops. I wanted a more empty and free day to be able to get it. See, it doesn't even have to stay in place like that one does. Okay, good. I'm still good on that front. It doesn't even have to stay, like, fully in place for 5 or 6 seconds. Just where it doesn't, like, yank up and down so hard there's literally no way to catch it. Eat and drink some more stuff here, and I don't want to waste a blackberry if I can just eat these that I don't really have any use for anyway. There are, like, other small things you can do, like if it's close to the bottom, not completely at the bottom of your fishing bar, but if it's close, like of the full bar, not just the green bar that you have. But keep your bar, the bottom of your bar, towards it, because it's more likely to go up than it is down, just given the spacing. So I have it like this if it's close to the bottom, if the fish is fully close to the bottom of the bar, because odds are it's going to go up, not down. You can also kind of, like, keep the bar semi-close to the middle, and if it drops out of there, you can try, but I mean, it's kind of a... you're taking a gamble on doing it. You can assume that the fish is going to... if it jumps out of your bar, it's probably going to go back to a different spot that's going to be closer to the middle than what it's currently at. So kind of trying to play the middle a little bit can also potentially work. Can't believe this is, like, the first one of all. Like, all the other ones have been pretty easy, including the legend itself, which is supposed to be the hardest one by, like, a mile. And the first time that I caught it, I remember it being the hardest one by a mile. I don't remember this one being, like, super, super tough. I might have failed it, like, twice, maybe, but Wasn't that bad. I'd rather have the higher bite rate, I think. Well, I would like the higher bite rate for the legendary fish, not for seaweed. I don't need seaweed. Hence why I've been eating it over and over, because I don't need it. And yet, this is all we're catching now, is just more seaweed. It's like, oh, wouldn't you like to get your energy up? Like, yeah, I can do that by eating the seaweed you've been giving me that I don't want. No, I do want the gold chest, even if I don't really care about the super cucumber. There we go. Golden animal cracker, more deluxe bait. I'll go ahead and throw that on there. Ancient seed that I don't need, and a fish taco in a treasure chest. That's alright. That is a thing that can happen, I suppose. Alright, we're back up again, thanks to the seaweed that I don't want. Oh, and look at that, another piece of seaweed. I don't think that counts as trash, sadly. I mean, which makes sense, because it's part of the ecosystem, but if you were doing the, like, trying to get trash fished out of the... I don't remember if it's a specific body of water that Linus is like, hey, why don't we make the community more beautiful? But if it is... Oops. If it is, the river is your best bet. The river seems to pretty consistently give you trash items more than the other areas do. At least for me, it always has. See, that was much more reasonable. That was much more reasonable. That was actually a little too reasonable, probably. But, like, that I can work with. Those can go away. There we go. Crimson fish. Lives deep in the ocean, but likes to lay its eggs in the warm summer water. Hence why it's available in the summer. I could stay around there and catch more, but I am clearly out of inventory space, as you just saw. So I'm going to head back and also get that dinosaur egg into the incubator, because I want to have time to do that. So yeah, that is another one marked off of that list. And there it is. So yeah, that'll be our last legendary fish. That's the octopus, obviously, which we can get hopefully tomorrow. And then these are not available because they're not in an accessible area right now. So we should have that done pretty early in the fall. Unless that's just another fish I'm completely forgetting. I might double check that at the before the next video begins. But we'll see. Alright, first things first, we need some stuff to throw away here. Oh, it's worth a decent amount. Let's get rid of the diamond, the pearl. I do want to hang on to the animal crackers. Ruby. That can go. I don't really care about the rose. Sure, we'll toss the jade in there. Why not? I think we'll just go ahead and get rid of all the fish other than the legendary fish. Yeah, that should work well enough. Alright, the extra bait. Requires 1 coal. Can you do that with a geode? Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't think you could. Put that in here. Organize them on up there so he'll be towards the top since it's C for crimson fish. The golden animal cracker I can't really use. That I'll put inside. And let's go ahead and get that dinosaur egg incubated. 1050, that's it for one of those? Alright, well, I guess it is just normal quality. But yeah, let's go ahead and toss them on in. And because we're here, we might as well. Since we've got a bit more time in the day than we normally do, because normally we're not back here till a little bit later. Can add a few more of these in here. I figured that geocrusher would be done by now. Jellies are not done. So let's get the fish taco put away. Ah, now it's done. Alright. So a little bit of extra income here and there. Nah, let's hang on to the fishing rod. I was going to say we should put the fishing rod away, but I'm going to try to fish tomorrow, I think. Alright, cool, cool. So even without, like, too much farming, because this is just cheese and mayo, like, we're getting that money back pretty quickly that I spent away on all the seeds, so we're not just being left high and dry on, like, the traveling merchant or something else I need to buy. We can still afford other things now, which is good. Means you don't really have to be as picky with your choices and, you know, give up time for something else. The spirits will be happy tomorrow, but that is all for today, so we've made some progress towards our final mastery, which is more than I thought, actually. We're farther along than I thought. I do believe we need to gift, yeah, we need to get Kent a gift tomorrow. Blech. So we'll gift Kent. I do need Robin to start working on that fish pond for sure, so I want her to get cracking on that. We'll go grab the octopus and some sturgeon as well, so the sturgeon will be for that fish pond. And other than that, we'll figure out what to do next time on Stardew Valley here on Fantasy Farm. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Later!